Mother's Day, first of all.
Thank you. And I had the worst Mother's Day. У меня был ужасный.
Что было? Хотите поделиться?
Хочу, потому что это как бы довольно важно. Помните, я вам говорила, что моего друга, который мне собирался гроссери покупать, у него спиздили все фудстемпы. У меня тогда были тоже проблемы. И у меня уже пиздили фудстемп. Ой, извиняйте, пиздили — это не важное слово, это не... я по-русски просто, не знаю, даже слово «украли». В пятницу, в 5 часов утра, в Sam's Club, у меня опять украли food stamps, и they stole my food stamps and my cash again.
Can you explain how is like they opening your mailbox
Electronically? I don't know, because it is a problem in New York State, but I was still in shock like all weekend. Like I was having very like severe emotional reaction to this because it's the second time, on one account. And my friend also, he goes shopping with me sometimes. They stole his account too, and it came up as the same thing as Sam's Club in a different state. So I was very miserable because I was thinking, who is investigating this shit? And all these people that are busy harassing me, the FBI agents that I was talking about, they could do better and put themselves to use taking care of crime like this, instead of harassing me, But then I thought they probably don't have the technological savvy, because I don't know how they're going to do this. But the other thing that was making me very, very upset was I didn't know how I was going to survive. This morning I had called, because last time, this is it's not weird that this happened, but the other thing that's weird that this happened, other than that it happened twice on my account, is that it happened, again, you could say, this is all coincidental, but it's not. It happened the same month that I'm supposed to recertify my benefits, which means that if I fail to put in some document, and it's always like if you fail to put in some document, they don't put in the next payment on your account, and then I'd have to wait until I have that resolved. So I would totally starve. But I just found out that at least I had that resolved, and I am recertified, so I am straight with that, But it's still, that's intense, because that's what we're living off of, basically, And thank God I have a friend that I borrowed money from, But if I didn't, that's intense to me. And that's also it's just very disturbing. And then the lady that I spoke with, because she noticed that I was upset, she said, because I was trying to be concerned, to what do I do? Because if this keeps happening to me, how do I protect myself? She said they installed something on the EBT card itself, the card holder services, that you can shut the card off when you're not using it, and then you could turn it on when you are using it. So transactions don't happen at 5 o'clock in the morning in Georgia, without you knowing about it.
I hope that you can report it, and they will see the fact that you were physically in New York City, in New York State, and if the transaction happened.
One of the transactions, the food stamp transactions, the other transaction, it happened on Ridgewood Avenue, which is not too far from here. But I swear I have never been in that deli. I have never been in that deli. And the other thing is that I only go, because this happened to me, I only go to delis with cameras there in well-visited stores.
No, that's possible to prove. Don't stress about it. It is possible to prove it. Question is, however, what are the security tips that they offer? Do you need to change your account Do you need to change your email address, passwords, anything that you can do from your end?
Well, there's FBI agents that are spying on me, so they have access to all this information all the time. The thing is whether they pass it on to someone or not, because it could be purely coincidental that these hackers, I have FBI harassment issues, yes I do, and then they also hacked my card. It could be purely coincidental, but it makes me mad that they claim that they're law enforcement, but this shit keeps happening to me. They are definitely, in the wrong with all this baloney, whether or not they're directly involved, And at some point, somebody has to say, you know what, it's my responsibility to say, we've been acting uncivilized towards these civilians. We have to do something before this escalates. Because that is my livelihood, that is what I eat. This is on top of stuff that I can't prove. I can't prove when I bought like a bunch of like cold cuts or something and they're all laced with something, or I buy like a case of soup or something and it's also been tampered with. This is things I can't prove, and this is I can prove it, that they just straight up took my money. And it's just very, very like stressful and disturbing because I'm already limited. I had to go to Bay Ridge anyway to get my food, but that store also is a very sound store. Like it's got cameras and like the card swipes that they're installed, they're very solid looking. So I really have no idea like how this happened,
I feel for you. I understand the frustration because myself, I had my tax return check stolen and signed for me, and it wasn't me. And I've been waiting for over 8 months for this to be resolved because it was in a different, like the state of, Department of Treasury, I think they were dealing with that. So I understand your frustration when it comes to the submitting documentation, then send proofs, then send your signature, then prove that it wasn't your signature there.
I've been hearing stories like that it's not just me, because my friend who helped me out so I can actually do grocery shopping, he says to me, I have a friend, he was on a trip and he got a message that his account was just drained because someone had made he was on a trip in a different state and somebody made a copy of his bank card and they were using it. So.
And there were, I saw it on the news that in some delis, people would install those little thingies. They are literally like a fake part of the machine for credit cards, and they get your information to basically rob you. And it's impossible to see it because, say, if I am a store, like the person that...
I understand that this is happening to other people too. Yes. I understand. And that's disturbing in and of itself. And it's disturbing. But I was literally like crying on Friday, I think it was Friday, when I found out, because it's also the fact that I found out on Friday really late because I didn't go to pick it up on the 9th, the money that wasn't deposited in my account, and at 5:15 in the morning it was removed. So I would have known on the 9th when I went to pick it up in the morning. But my God, what the heck was I saying? I was saying that it's not that I don't believe that this happens to everyone and everything like that. And it's really just that it was Friday and I couldn't even call to take care of it, and this is coincidental as well, but to me it feels like Murphy's Law, where everything that could go wrong will go wrong. So this is happening to other people. The only thing I missed, thank God, was COVID, because I was sitting here depressed as hell also, thinking I was going to catch COVID. That's the only thing that I missed, and I still feel out loud I need to be grateful out loud or something, because we could have died the way we were living, we couldn't get our hands on proper living conditions basically. and on top of that, if we caught like COVID or something.
Here, I just wanna stop you here for a moment and give you the moment of like appreciation and validation of your emotions. It is totally okay to be stressed about it. You have all the rights to be stressed about that your account was stolen not once but twice already. It is.
But what I'm saying is exactly not once but twice already. Is that this is on top of all my uncertainties with my identity. I mean, like my financial documents being exposed. Is on top of this is actually happening. And this is like appalling now because like I'm like, well, I don't know any one person to put the blame on, but I feel like if I know that they're FBI agents, I feel like they should do something because, I am the victim. I'm not a criminal. They should not be here. And this keeps happening.
It feels like they just abandoned you. The system itself, the system that makes mistakes, you feel very lost. You feel very abandoned by it with your problem who they supposed to help to resolve.
I think so. I mean, there's nice people. Like the lady that I spoke with, she let me know that at least, my welfare is still on, which is good, But I just think it's, it's like hateful to think that this is okay. It's really not okay. What?
What are the next steps for you now? So it happened on Friday. Today is Monday. Have you had a chance to report it, to submit the report of stolen things, or to speak to a person, to describe them a situation?
I'm gonna wait till I get a printout in the mail of all my transactions, and I have to take that to the police. And then maybe I'll file like a fair hearing, but I don't think I have to. But I have to wait a month now to find out what's going on with this, because I did report it and stuff. But I'm just mad in general because my life is like one whole like string of fix this, and I already have problems. And it is the FBI's fault, a lot of this. I said it, I'm sorry, but
it is a lot of.
And my son definitely, I don't even freaking know where this is going, because my son deserves better than this bullshit. Like he can't live with this. This is not okay. You need privacy. That's the security.
Is he feeling something? Did he share with you something that
he didn't care? He was actually making me like mad a little bit because he didn't care, but because I was busy like running around and I was disturbed about it, like I had to go shopping all the way to Bay Ridge. I always do that, but I also took longer because I was like distracted and I picked up too many things, and then I'm on the phone and my mind's just distracted. I'm not occupying him. So on top of now us being restricted by them, he's been being a loser. We got a little celebration for doing this testing, but we really, school's not over yet or anything, and he's just, he was just like sitting around and like watching TV, and he the love that I should have been giving him, the energy that I should have been giving him, I was just either busy again with problems that were created for me, or just disturbed,
Ilana, hold on. Let's stop here for a second. You know how when you're flying on the airplane, they say first you put the oxygen mask on yourself, then you put it on your baby. You cannot take care of someone if you are exhausted. If you highly stressed, if you very disturb yourself, you can't provide for your child.
That's obvious, and that's why they keep disturbing me. That's why this keeps happening to me, because either you're aware of this situation, I'm just making a statement that, this is actually like also a crime. So I don't even know. Like this, that's why part of why I'm so disturbed about this, because it seems to me like people care very little, and the bureaucracy is like way too confusing for me to like speculate on. So I'm just mad, but again, I'm not gonna. I am gonna keep talking about it because to me it seems simple, like I'm the victim, you know. To somebody else, what could it be like?
This is. Let's try to use this space to just, then to normalize your feelings, to give yourself this reassurance that you have the right to be mad about it, because it's your finances, it's your plans of how to spend time with your son. A lot of parts of your life affected by this situation.
So, can I ask you something? What do you think about the fact that this always happens when I'm recertifying? Like the conditions are like always like under. Is this something that I'm making up, like under for maximum effect to create stress?
I would need to do more research on those situations. As someone who was affected by it, but in a different way, I was told that the rate of crime is increasing because of technology. So if they're making technology to do certain things easier for the population, people that want to get all of this money and rob everybody, they also getting smarter and they finding the ways of how to do it. So it could possibly be that your account, since they hacked it once, it's easier for them to hack it twice because they already have, ways of how to do it. So I would suggest to speak to someone who has more authority and experience.
It's just very disorganized, and it's not okay with me. Like I don't even know. I just because I did report it, and oh my God, because it was done for maximum effect, but it's just very, again, disorganized, like this law enforcement. How would they find out which parties were involved in what?
It is, and I've been waiting myself for a few, but you see, our cases are different because this was the check that they mailed, so they've been tracking it. And the fact that someone stole the check and used my signature, which was not me and it was in a different state. And I think around the same month, my bank account was hacked as well. So it seems, it's a hypothesis, I'm not sure about it, I'm just saying how I feel as a person, not as a therapist. It seems to me that there is a database. And once they get the access to one thing, they kind of have it all.
Yeah, exactly, could be, but...
Speak to them, describing the situation and focusing on the situation, not on them, so they can fix it for you. Because if it's human-made mistake, they can undo it. If someone can hack
Well, maybe they just don't have the funds to protect that system.
Funds or human resources or something else. Because again, technology is developing, but it's never black or white. It's kind of 50 Shades of Grey as the book. Because if someone can make this from the comfort of their houses, there is also another someone who can hack it from the comfort of their houses as well. And we need to be aware of that. If I can buy stuff by just using my phone, that means I'm giving the access to the information on my phone, and I gotta be aware of it. That's why I may use...
Yeah, but everything happens to me, not just this, like everything.
Well, with this, I understand. I can only imagine how difficult and how you probably pissed about it. So crying is great that you mentioned you were crying. You need to let those emotions out. And if you feel too overwhelmed, if at some point you will have trouble sleeping, I'm here for you. We can arrange, can speak to psychotherapist and maybe have some medication to help you sleeping if you will be highly disturbed, because your functioning, your well-being is first priority. And you are providing for your son, and you have many more responsibilities.
Yeah, but my function comes down to me having to deal with inhumane treatment. Is that really okay? That's not okay.
Let me know if you will feel very disturbed to the point that it's difficult for you to function. If you will start feeling depressive feelings, that it's difficult to get up from your bed and stuff. We can talk to maybe including medication, and I'm not a fan, I want you to know this, I'm not a fan of meds in general. I don't recommend it usually, especially to people that fully functioning, and we're not using it as the main thing, we're using it as как палочка, на которую опираются люди, как она называется?
Ну да, но если знаете, если вы идете по улице, блядь, и кто-то уже, извиняюсь, опирается на палочку, а их дубасят, и вы просто идете дальше мимо, то что можно сказать?
As your therapist, my priority is your functioning and lack of self-criticism in this situation, and making sure that you have support that you need, because this is disturbing. And this is your finances, and this is your food, and this is your paying your bills ability. It's all very important and highly disturbing. Jesus, I'm very sorry, really.
I'm very sorry myself, because sometimes I get like, my own ideas about this, that, you know what, maybe somebody's trying to start a pity party for me, and that's why they're doing this, and I want no part in it. Like, none of this is straight. All of these different, interests are pulling my personal life apart, because none of, my private things should be exposed. Not where I live, not what I bought. You should be listening to me.
Unfortunately, it seems that 21st century and humanity in general,
these people that are harassing me, they could be quite hostile and aggressive. And the only reason I survived this long, and I think I will survive longer because I've gotten police attention, is because I believe in sticks and stones. The phrase sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That's what I believe in. So, I just feel like they're not, like, gonna get away with it. If they actually made a mistake, in offending me, they should come forward as well. Because and also, whoever's trying to make, like, bureaucracy is, like, usually yes and no, black and white, this easier by, like, showing off and saying, what, everything bad happens to this woman. I don't appreciate it either, because I'm not so 100% positive that my life is going to get better, that I will get justice, and in the meantime, it was very stressful and offensive, and I'm already having a very hard time.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you have the level of awareness of understanding the situation where they limit your freedom, and where you have responsibility, and where you have your freedom back.
Thank you for saying that level of awareness, because it makes me want to go, why?
Yeah.
Why? And then it makes me start thinking everything's stupid. If people think that this is how they're going to make their livelihood, this is how they're going to function with this sort of shitty crime, then it makes me kind of upset too.
Well, kind of upset, it will be, minimizing the effect of it. Not kind of upset. It sounds like it's very upsetting.
It is. Maybe that was sarcastic of me, but,
Well, sarcasm here will be a defense mechanism. So, I understand. We try to see the bigger picture of it. And I mean it when I say it. Think about it during the week. If you need another level of help, if you're feeling anxiety, if you will start having some physical symptoms, there are ways to stabilize it, and if it will become bigger than this. Because if it will be like compulsions, if you feel that you're getting too overwhelmed with all of that, we can have a whole different conversation about it. I want you just to know it, not to act on it.
I feel like this situation is like perpetual, because I've been very, like, stoic in my views, but if I lose my marbles, what happens, I'm not, like, crazy about it, but, like, sometimes, like, I think, what is this, like, some, like, looper running, like, I'm gonna keep being the victim until, like, I crack, and then all the people that, like, take care of me, they're gonna keep thinking that I deserve this treatment because I was some sort of unsavory character, or I got involved with something, and really it's a stupid ass FBI and just, like, ill planning and mismanagement of everything. And I'm speaking for myself, but also like, I don't know whether to laugh or cry about it when I understand that it's not just me, it's really disgusting.
Unfortunately, this problem seems bigger when you speak to every single victim of crimes like this, when people have their identity basically stolen. And nowadays, as I said, it's easier, and at the same time, it's more difficult. Once they have one sort of information, it's kind of everything. It's everything, and it's really frustrating to know that some anonymous people or a person can have your information, and what are they going to do with it? But again, those thoughts, they making me feel a little bit anxious myself. That's where I'm trying to give myself reality check. Like, what can I do? Should I change my passwords every couple months?
I'm just mad because I'm poor, and like theoretically I have to, like, this could have been a coincidence, but it's just all this together, like these people knew who they were picking on. How about that? So
definitely, I think they choose people that are using assistance, that are using services, that are on Medicaid. They choosing people that probably...
That's gross. that's just gross.
It's easy target. Yeah, that's what they do.
Like, I don't know how they think. Like, it's cool, and I don't know.
In the remaining
because sometimes,
time,
yeah.
Go
ahead.
Please. I'm sorry, Lana. I just want to make sure that we at least mention a couple of steps that will help you to normalize yourself, to maybe put this level of stress lower. Whatever you can do for yourself. You mentioned that there is a friend who's visiting, so you have friend support. Is there anything else that you can do for yourself to mitigate the level of disturbance? It's important to still practice self-care, because you're doing it for yourself and for your son, and we gotta take care of you first. What is there today that you can do to make your day a little bit better?
Today I don't know, but I don't know, like, I couldn't understand feeling like fulfilled, having accomplished some sort of like crime like that, where you pick on poor people, whether like you know them or not, like even if you just have like a whole bunch of accounts at the same time. It's kind of like gross. And if it's people that are like, with about like red hats and black hats and stuff, well, like, like hackers and stuff, if they ever if you're working for a big company and they ever catch you like selling information like that, or like hacking somebody's finances or something, it's like so much worse, since you signed up to pretend to be the good guy and then it turns out that you're the bad guy, so that's what I don't know if it's does that seem disjointed to you from what happened to me?
I understand how
it's just,
and I can only wonder how difficult it is for you.
Because I'm sitting here thinking like, who did this? How they did this? That's after I'm over. Because you're lucky, because I had a good morning. Because I talked to this woman, and I know I'm gonna get some sort of deposit in like another 2 weeks.
At least I'm happy to hear about that.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise, I do find all of this pretty disgusting and disturbing, and I don't know. I am coping with it the best I can.
That's good.
I'm looking at the time, because
yes, me too. And I know that I was like a couple of minutes late. That's why I'm just trying to make sure that I provide you all of the time for the session. And just as a reminder, keep giving yourself the reality check and understanding where you cannot control the situation, even though you want to. Whatever these people did, however they got your information, if you can make certain steps to secure your information, that's all you can do. Because we're talking about a whole different level, however they find it. We all involved a lot of people having those issues. I'm sorry that this happened to you for the second time. It's very discouraging. However, I'm glad that this lady, for example, was open enough and listened to your problem and was able to assist. Let's try to focus on positive.
I hope they give this money back too. And again, like, I have like real problems that I shouldn't be thinking how they're gonna handle this, but it's also because I came up on this on Google that they apparently they probably, because I was thinking, do they actually have to reimburse me? And I was Googling it, and they said that they went into like federal funds.
Well,
Even
Google
though
is not
I
forced.
forgot, Snap or Cash is state. One of them is state, one of them is federal. But they had to dip into they had to make a fund from federal tax money for them stealing
Reimbursed.
this.
Google
And now
is
I'm sorry. Like, the reason that I keep sticking to this thought is that because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm not a criminal. Look at these fish out there. If FBI had, like morals, they'd go fix this instead. Or maybe they don't. They just don't have the capabilities.
who knows what do they have. Let's remain focused on what you have and how they will be hopefully able to reimburse you fully.
I'm trying to remain focused on what I have, and that's what I was trying to do before. And like I had happy feelings, and then this, So I am trying to focus, but people keep taking from me. There's less to focus on. Focus on what I do have. There's.
And whatever people are taking from you, what is left there, and what is that you can give to yourself. That's more important.
Exactly, but I live in the real world. I can't. This is really fucked up. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just gonna deal with it because, now I just have to wait for a month, and I have to live even tighter, than we did before, because that's stressful in and of itself.
Well, as we have to finish for today, let's just summarize that. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad that at least you have time during our session for you to talk about it and have understanding that it's not you, that it really happens, and that this is a very
It
big
happened
problem.
Mother's Day weekend when I wasn't sure if I recertified or something. I'm fed up with this. I'm waiting for my pity party to say, because I don't know. I didn't take this money, and I'm not happy to be the victim. I'm not, because I have not, as of yet, the potential with, if I actually prove that, you are in my finances and you have my information and everything. But I have not proven that, and I'm still sitting here in thinking, what the heck can I cook for food? So.
Well, let's continue discussing this next week. Hopefully,
Definitely.
there will be more answers. And please remain focused on something that will be fulfilling for you. When you feel that those thoughts are getting to you, try to do something that we discussed. Maybe breathing. Maybe intentionally question your criticism to yourself. Question how to support yourself in this situation, because you are your main and first supporter. And that's what I'm paying attention to, okay?
I understand this. I just, I wish it's I wish, because I feel like sometimes the parties involved in this are going over my head, and I wish I'd stop being the victim of the situation, because I fucking feel like a victim when they take my money like that. I'm sorry. I cursed again. I cursed a bunch of times because.
No, that's okay. It's okay to curse. Sometimes the situation needs to use this.
And it's so blatant. I don't know. I hope they have an easier time proving that this wasn't me than they do when somebody puts something in my food, because I literally know other people that this happened to. It might have been even the same group of people doing it because they're writing Sam's Club on it.
Well, let's not get into this today, and let's continue this conversation.
I understand. I'm sorry. Yes.
We have the time, and thank you, Ilona, and I will see you same time next week, right?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Take care.
Have a good day. Take care.
You too.
Bye.